It's from acclaimed developer Gaijin Entertainment, and they have a long pedigree of flight sim games. This is the first helicopter sim on consoles, coming out for Xbox 360, PS3, and then PC in Europe, slated for fall release in the November time window. And the emphasis here is on simulated helicopter flight action as opposed to the arcadey, very fast and frantic combat. The emphasis now is on realism, bringing it to life in a way that's never really been seen before on consoles. You can expect to fly your Apaches across the globe. The campaign focuses on 3 regions: South America, the coastal waters of Africa, and the mountains of Asia and the Middle East. The locations in the game are fictional, but the actual environments are based on real-life satellite images coming from real-life technology, real-life sources, and then implemented in the game. So the environments that you'll see and that you'll fly through are completely rendered from real-life photography. They vary by copter, but the basic loadout is going to be Hydra rockets, which you basically fire in a wide variety, in a wide berth at your enemies. You also have lock-on Hellfire missiles, which are air-to-surface missiles. Those you have a limited amount of, but what those will do is you can fire and forget, so you can lock onto your enemies and then fire those. And another cool feature of those is if you fire multiple ones at a group of enemies, they're actually smart enough to lock on to the enemies nearest them. So the first one will go to your lock on, but then the rest will kind of fan out and go to the other enemies around them. We also have the cannon, the gun on the Apache, which you can kind of use to zoom in on your enemies from far away, and those come with actually explosive tipped ammunition. So it's basically the equivalent of shooting them with bullets with grenades on the tips. So that's pretty cool. And we also have an infrared gun, which you can use to zoom in very close to the ground forces. You'll actually be able to see enemy soldiers riding in jeeps or fighting infantry in the woods and stuff, and you'll be able to use your infrared to take those out with your cannon as well. In multiplayer, the campaign is actually either single player or optional co-op. And if players opt to do that, then one player will actually fly the Apache while the other mans the guns, the rockets, and so on. We also have a competitive multiplayer mode where up to 8 players can play via Xbox Live and kind of dogfight through the skies and take each other out. And then we have the squad operations, which are 13 co-op based missions where up to 4 players can get together, form a squadron of Apache and helicopters, and basically use that and take out enemies either on the ground or in the air, different locations throughout the world, depending on the mission, depending on which of the 13 players want to play. And those are actually tailored for specific players. So the missions will describe themselves to the players, and then we'll say, okay, well, this is best with 2 players, with 3, up to 4, and so on. The game is scheduled for release this fall on Xbox 360, PS3, and then PC in Europe.